Wednesday.
Today's
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday the 24th. Wednesday the 24th.
Good morning.
Hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hello.
Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You guys, there is so much to get to. Oh my gosh. And we will get to all of the big top stories. But first, quick mention about our great pals at healthycell.com/chicks. By the way, they are one of the sponsors of this upcoming meet and greet that is happening 2 weeks from Saturday. Oh my gosh, that is happening. Wait, is that right? Or is it 3 weeks?
Yeah. No, it's 2 weeks from this Saturday because this Saturday is my birthday, the 27th, and then it's the 3rd, which is Labor Day weekend, and then it's the 10th. That's correct.
Like 3 good weekends in a row, you guys. This is amazing. So Healthy Cell is one of our sponsors, and Healthy Cell, of course, if you have not heard of them, they are the ones that are responsible for these amazing little packs of delicious jelly goodness, which you can just rip off the top of and just squirt right into your mouth, and it goes into your system, and then your system is like, oh my God, what is this amazing stuff that is hitting all of my cells and all of my molecules? And what it is just a bag of health, you guys. That's what this is. They are multivitamins, and they will replace your multivitamin, except they will absorb 1 billion times better than any pill or capsule or tablet you're going to take. These absorb so much better. And you can get multivitamins, or you can get specialized packs of goodness for sleeping, for immune systems. So they have all different kinds of selections that you can make depending on what your specific health needs are. You should check them out. We love them and so appreciate them for being one of the sponsors of our meet and greet. It's healthycell.com/chicks.
And you guys make sure that you check out I'm moving forward in my chair. Make sure that you check out our deep dive this week. What did we talk about yesterday? What did we talk about?
The border, because you were hopping mad, and then I got mad, and we were mad.
Yeah, we were just spitfire mad. We were talking about that. So we talked about the border yesterday. It should be out sometime today. So make sure that you check out our deep dive. And also this podcast, if you have not subscribed, do that. I don't know why you haven't done that. Subscribe.
Seriously.
Send it to a friend. Tell them to subscribe. Put it in your pocket.
Right there in your pocket.
You can listen to it later if you can't listen to it early in the morning. So do that. Check out our podcast.
Do it. For real. Also, since we're bringing up meet and greet sort of randomly, I just want to also give a quick shout out to the title sponsor. The main sponsor, you guys, is Genucell. And Genucell, of course, has that amazing special going on right now on the most popular package. And so you can get huge discounts on that. Just visit genucell.com/chicks. We so appreciate them being the title sponsor. That means a huge, big bunch of goodness to us. And for the people who are attending the meet and greet, it just might mean a little surprise for you. I don't know. I'm just saying it might. I'm just saying. I don't know, but I'm just speculating about it.
It's going to be all sorts of surprises on the 10th. Just saying.
Okay, the top story of the day, you might think it's about, I don't know, Paul Pelosi. You might think it's about the whole Mar-a-Lago raid. No, what it's about, you guys, is this. This is our top story of the day. Please explain what people are seeing.
Okay, you guys, that is a rattlesnake on my front porch, and that is the top news story of the day. Because last night, my husband goes, Amy, we have a rattlesnake on the front porch.
Oh,
and I was
God.
like, I'm sorry, what? And so my daughter and I immediately go running into our pantry where we can see the front porch because our pantry looks out into the front porch. And so we both are like, oh my God. And it's a baby, you guys, it's a baby. So I look up this morning. I didn't know this last night, but I just immediately in my mind last night, I'm thinking to myself, okay, if there's a baby, where there's a baby, there's a mother nearby.
And siblings, potentially siblings.
Right. So I'm freaking out. So this morning I look up, I'm like, how many baby snakes are in a womb? This is just what I Googled this morning. 10 to 30, Mock.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So I'm thinking there are 30 freaking rattlesnakes somewhere out there. See that window back there? 30 rattlesnakes somewhere out there. This is what I'm thinking. So now I'm not freaked out. I'm buying the flamethrower today. I'm buying it. I'm getting it. I'm surely I can get one on Amazon, right? Oh my God. My husband went outside and he decapitated this thing immediately. Because I'm like, kill it.
How did he do that? Without getting bit or whatever? Or how did he do it?
He just went outside with a shovel and just cut its head off. because I don't know, because Greg.
Oh my God.
I know. And he walks out there. I think he was in his boxers. It's just so Greg. He just like walks out there. He's like, don't you know? He starts killing it. And like we're inside. Gwen and I are inside. We're just like, oh my God, it's a snake. Oh, kill it. Yeah. And so he killed it.
Oh my God. It was right on the porch.
I know.
And then what? Like, what did he do with the remains?
He took it, he shoveled it, and he like slung it over into the pasture. I know. I'm just
like out there, like out in the middle of where you go and move around.
Well, we don't really move around much in the pasture. I mean, the cows do, but I don't do a lot of moving around out there because there are potential snakes, right? I mean, I'll move around out there if I feed the cows and stuff, but for the most part, I'm out there on our mule, which is like the little ATV thing. So, because I don't do a lot of walking around this time of year out there in the pasture because of potential snakes. So,
oh my
guys, oh God, it's just I hate.
You gotta like check under your porch, like your furniture and stuff, because they like to hide. You know, like they'll get into like a shady place.
Oh my God, stop!
I'm just saying, like, if you have outside patio furniture in the back, you gotta check it. You gotta check it, man.
Okay.
I'm freaked out.
Oh, God, I'm completely freaked out too. We have a snake bite kit, but it's in the cabin. I've got to either get another one or grab that one and make sure I have it.
You should have one in every room. Every room has to have a snake bite kit.
And then we were told by the vet that came out, because we have a country vet that comes out and gives the dogs their shots. Like she comes out and gives them to them in the yard. Like we don't have it. I don't go to a normal vet. Like we don't take our dogs to vet. Because first of all, our dogs are like, I mean, they're giraffes. They're like 180 pounds. And so you don't put them in the car and take them to the vet because that's weird. So she comes here to the house and she gives them their shots and stuff. And they have a thing here in Texas where you can, get like rattlesnake vaccines. But she said that it's not really that effective. It doesn't really buy that much time. So, you just got to keep them away. So like this morning when I let him out in the back, I just turned the lights on. I did like a nice scope and made sure that there were no rattlesnakes. I know, completely freaked out, you guys.
Oh my gosh, Jamie just said, thank you for that super sticker. Jamie said, great. Now his 29 siblings are going to see his corpse and come for revenge.
Stop it. So I was hoping it would be like ISIS. Like what he should have done is like hung him up on a tree or something and been like, let this be a message to you, little rattlesnakes.
Stay off the porch.
Stay off of our porch. Stay away from our house. This is what's going to happen to you. That's what we should have done. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know, right? Yeah, that's right.
That's not okay
Flamethrower,
in any way.
Flamethrower. Well, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Yeah.
Good morning, indeed. You guys, the big story yesterday. I mean, there's a lot still going on with this whole Mar-a-Lago raid, right? And so yesterday, it was so interesting to see clips from different news shows addressing the fact that, Trump has filed a lawsuit, the fact that now all these communications have been released between Trump and lawyers and now the Biden administration, that it turns out the Biden administration knew full well, and Joe Biden himself knew full well that this raid was planned. And I didn't think anybody did a better job. I saw Tucker talking about it, but I didn't think anybody did a better job than Jesse Waters putting this whole story together. He framed it so well. So this clip runs a little bit longer than normal, but I could not cut it. I could not cut it any more than I already did because he really covers some of the most key points of what's going on right now. Watch.
Joe Biden has now been directly implicated in the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago. According to memos obtained by Just the News, the national acting archivist ran to Joe Biden's White House, talked to the lawyer, and said, Trump's asserting executive privilege over some presidential papers at Mar-a-Lago. Can you waive your predecessor's privilege? This has never been done before. And Joe Biden's lawyer said, yeah, waive the privilege. And that set the raid in motion. This little archivist said she didn't want Donald Trump to have any more time to go through his presidential papers. The acting archivist said it's time to bring in the FBI. The Biden White House said this librarian, she can do whatever she wants, get guys with guns involved. Biden's White House had the chance to calm this thing down, but instead they set fire to Trump's executive privilege and triggered a raid on his house and then lied to us about it. The White House lied and said Biden didn't know anything about it.
He learned about it really like all of us did. I'm sure maybe someone on his team flagged it for him, but he was not aware. What I can tell you definitively and for sure, he was not aware of this.
Oh my God.
Nobody in the White House was. We were not given a heads up, and we did not know about what happened yesterday.
This explains why Joe's been hiding from reporters since the raid. He okayed a raid on his rival's house and then went on vacation. The raid doesn't even cut it from a legal standpoint. But don't take it from me. Two highly respected lawyers who worked for Bush 41 and Reagan wrote in the Wall Street Journal today that it had no legal basis. Quote, the FBI had no legally valid cause for the raid. The materials to be seized included any government and or presidential records created between January 20th, 2017 and January 20th, 2021, i.e. during Mr. Trump's term of office. Virtually all the materials at Mar-a-Lago are likely to fall within this category. Federal law gives Mr. Trump a right of access to them. His possession of them is entirely consistent with that right, and therefore lawful, regardless of the statutes the FBI cites in its.
So that video that you saw of Karine Jean-Pierre, that's the last time they had a presser, you guys. That was August 9th.
Yeah. Are you shocked?
I mean...
Yeah.
I can't believe reporters aren't demanding access to a press conference. What the hell?
Yeah. And there's so many other questions too. There's so much other stuff going on that they need to be asking questions about. I mean, this is like not the least of the concern, right? I mean, because this is a huge concern, but there are so many other things in our country that are going on. And then today he's supposed to announce stuff about the school loans, right? I mean, today is like a whole other cluster, a whole other bomb, like for us about, paying for other people's school loans. That's what they're supposed to announce today. I mean, I wonder if they're going to have a presser for that, or if they're just going to ignore that, or they're just going to stop altogether and just go, well, we're just not going to answer any questions anymore. Yeah, it's kind of insane.
So much for all their transparency. I can't. Yeah. I mean, does she still work in the White House? Like, I legit don't know. Is she still employed? Because what the hell is going on?
No idea.
It's just crazy. Now, what was super weird though, so I'm thinking, okay, well, like this is a huge deal. Like now there's absolute definitive proof that Biden knew everything that was going on and they lied about it. They just openly lied. So surely the other channels, CNN in particular, since they're trying to become more newsy and more centered, they will be covering this. The way that I've got two different clips to show you, they're both very short, a lot shorter than that. The first is from this legal analyst on Don Lemon. Listen to how they framed the story.
I don't know how you possibly define the word cooperative to meet what happened here. This has been going on. Trump's team has been dragging this out since last year. The letter says we were negotiating with you throughout 2021 until they finally started sending letters and then subpoenas and then a search warrant. I mean, it's almost easy you can almost blame DOJ and the archives for being too patient and too accommodating here. If Donald Trump was really being cooperative, the very easy way we would have known that, which is he would have turned over all the documents long ago. That has not happened. That really is not a sustainable timeline.
Okay, so that's one example.
So nothing.
Right?
They said nothing about Biden. They said nothing.
No.
Zero.
No. And then we get George the Throat Conway also just acting completely mystified by how bad this makes Trump look. Watch.
George, why give the letter out there? I mean, it actually outlines a lot of what you've done wrong. Why would you front that? And by you, I mean them.
It's incomprehensible to me. I mean, basically that and the motion he filed yesterday are essentially admissions of guilt. Yeah. And it's inexplicable to me, other than that he has, we have a deranged client and bad advisors, both legal and political. And that's the only explanation I have for it. But he is basically, what he should be doing with this documents case is what he did in the New York Attorney General case, which is pleading the Fifth Amendment and keeping his mouth shut.
Oh my God, everything about him is just revolting to me. I swear. I'm so glad I haven't eaten yet this morning, because it's hard for me to even look at him. How is Kellyanne married to him still? How? I don't get it.
Oh my God.
I don't
Well, and
understand.
you know how we said similar stuff about Brian Stelter the other day about his last show. We were just like, oh my God, somebody married that, somebody had kids with that.
Right.
And somebody on YouTube commented, there's a lot of large people, or how did they term, like something like larger sized people who get married and have kids, and you're showing your bigotry against fat people. And we were like, we never at any time mentioned his weight. That's a you problem, dude.
Right. It has nothing to do with his size. I
No.
didn't say anything about his size. It's just
No.
about him as a person. I
And
don't
a
care.
potato.
Right. And it's like George Conway could be, I don't know, he could be 130 pounds. I don't know. I don't even care. It has nothing to do with his size. It's just him as a
Right.
as a thing. I don't,
As an entity.
right. Just go away. Ugh.
Oh my God. All right. So anyway, Biden knew, we all knew Biden knew. And the fact that they tried to play this out, oh, we found out with the public. We found out with everybody else. Give me a freaking break.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my
it's like
God.
we're all onto you. And now
Yeah.
what are they going to do? What are they going to do?
Well, apparently they're just going to keep saying, look, Trump is so guilty of all of these things. And that's the story. And they're just going to January 6th it to death, right? Like that's what they're going to do.
Oh
Which,
my
by the
God.
way, there's news about the January 6th committee too that we'll get to in just a second. But first, wanted to remind you guys, 'tis the season, especially with Labor Day coming up, 'tis the season for barbecue. And if you're not getting your meats from omahasteaks.com, you're just doing barbecue wrong. That's all I can tell you. You're just doing it wrong, because you're not going to get better chicken breasts, better pork, better steaks, better burgers, better brats. You're not going to get anything better than what you get at omahasteaks.com. And right now they've got this amazing All-American Assortment package that they're running sales on, or you can build your own package. And no matter which of those two options you choose, whether you get the All-American Assortment or you build your own and put your own stuff together that are your favorites, you're going to get 12 free burgers thrown in if you go to omahasteaks.com and use keyword chicks in the search bar. So just put it in your little search field as soon as you get to omahasteaks.com and check out those two offers, because it's time. It's time for you to cook up some meat.
So good. God, I'm hungry for it now. I'd have a
Sorry.
filet right now. It's too bad they don't have Rattlesnake. Nah.
That's a good thing. They should add that.
I know, right? And then make sure you guys are following us at chicksontheright.com. Bookmark it. Do it.
Yes, you absolutely should. Okay, so January 6th, we haven't heard about it in a while, probably because Liz is still off crying somewhere about her loss and like her big plan to like rule the world. But there is still stuff going on. They are still hard at work trying to get Trump in any way that they can. And there was a guy from the Epic Times on Tucker last night talking about what a complete sham this is. It's way worse than we even thought. Watch.
Prepared this documentary that the January 6th committee or commission or whatever Liz Cheney's calling it, were they producing information relevant to that day, or were they hiding it?
Tucker, not only are they hiding information, but they're altering information. I can tell you, someone who's seen a lot of the actual footage, they are cutting parts out, they're removing audio, they are altering evidence, and they're presenting that altered version of reality to the public. It is an absolute atrocity for everybody who was punished that day, everybody who's facing court, everybody who's been thrown in the gulag. It's an absolute atrocity. Even the lawyers are being denied the evidence they need, the exculpatory evidence for their clients. The documentary we did, we actually have police body cam footage. We have footage being withheld from the public. We have things nobody's seen before. And because of that, I can tell you right now, we're showing what's being left out. And it's an absolute atrocity. The public is being lied to about January 6th. This is the Benghazi. This is going to be the new Benghazi, I'm telling you right now, as soon as this thing turns around. Because there are absolute atrocities that took place against the American people.
I think that
Whatever documentary they are talking about, I cannot wait to see it.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I hear the stuff, and again, like, who's held accountable?
Yeah.
If something does come out, again, it's like, because what we're seeing is a different justice for different parties. Okay, so then that's okay. The tide will turn, but when's that going to happen? Because listen, people are starting to get really fed up. I mean, I'm not saying like I want, like Republicans to rise up or something. But at some point, I mean, people are just going to be like, listen, we work really hard. We follow the rules. We do the right thing. We pay our taxes. It's like we're here toiling away at our jobs every day, and we're good people. You can't continue to treat good people like this.
Yeah.
And expect good people to just continue to take it. And that's exactly what they're doing. It's like they're lying and they're treating good people like absolute garbage. And that's what we've been putting up with this. It's like a battered wife, At some point she's going to be like, I'm out. Like, I'm done. And that's where we are. I just think as a country, they have beat us up for a long time. And what do they expect? It's, at some point something will break. And I'm wondering when that time is coming. Like when what's going to happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
good people think about it.
Right. Good people will hit their breaking point because they're seeing so much of this happen. And and they just keep doing it. They just keep treating people like garbage. And it's like, what do they think what is the long game on that? What do they think is going to happen? And why do they keep doing it?
Because they keep getting away with it. I mean, so far, right?
The power,
they keep getting away with it.
Well,
yeah,
they keep getting power from it, but at the same time, they keep destroying the country, which does it benefit them to do that? I mean, at the sake of power, basically, that's all they're getting is power.
That's all they want. That is all they want. The country and how it's doing be damned. They don't care as long as they've got the power. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you very much for that super sticker. Okay, shifting gears because we also have to get to this story as well. And that is, of course, that if you were watching Jesse Waters last night, they showed the huge bunch of footage that they got their hands on from Paul Pelosi's arrest. And it's way too long and there's way too much information to get into all the details. But if you can go back and find Jesse Waters' show from last night, you should watch every last minute of it because it was really, really good. And there's so much stuff about this particular evening in question with Paul Pelosi. But just so you know, he pled guilty to a DUI yesterday. And here is what his punishment, here's the consequence. No jail time, except for however many hours he was in jail that night.
Unreal.
He has 3 years probation, 8 hours of court work. I don't know what that means. He has to take a 3-month-long class on drinking and driving. He has to have, for a year, he has to have one of those ignition interlock devices on his car. And he has to pay a $150 fine. That's it.
Yeah.
So, and this
That's gonna
guy
be tough,
actually, this isn't the part of the clip that I have, but part of the full tape of that night, he actually does say, I am a high profile person to the cop. And this cop was like, listen, I'm not trying to cause problems for you other than what you've already created for yourself. Okay. I'm not trying, like, it doesn't matter to me who you are. I'm not trying to break news about you. I'm just doing my job here. But look at how utterly impaired he was.
So you could try both feet out if you want. I'll let you start. You can try the test with both feet. I'll give you like a pre-trial run, for lack of a better term. You could try it with both feet, see which one you feel more comfortable with, and then once you're ready, just let me know.
You can't walk a straight line, you guys.
Are you sure you could complete the test?
Oh my God.
Because I really don't want you to fall over and hurt yourself. That's the last thing I'll...
But let's get in a car.
But that defeats the whole purpose of the test, grabbing onto it.
So he said, let me just hold on to something and I won't fall over. And the cop's like, that defeats the purpose of the test.
Oh my God. Yeah.
There's so much more.
But you were in a car.
And that was apparently fine.
Yeah, you're operating a vehicle. God, you dumbass. I swear. Oh my God.
Yeah. So lots more details apparently coming out tonight on Jesse's show because he spent a fair amount of time on this last night and said, we're continuing to get more stuff. And like the extent to which the prosecutor's office was in on trying to cover this up and trying to tamp it down. It's It's bad.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be more information tonight.
Yeah, and then here's Nancy up on a podium going, "We care about the children. We care about the children." What if your husband would have hit one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you? Because I don't. You seem to be helping him out a whole lot. Yeah. Because
just disgusting people.
Yeah, they really are. They really, really are. And they get away with this stuff. This is the thing. Power and privilege, man. It's just it's liberal privilege and it's political privilege. And it's not okay. It's just not okay. Double standards.
Totally different justice system. If you are on the left and if you are a person of privilege and power.
Right.
That's where we are.
Not okay.
Speaking of a person of privilege and power, Meghan Markle, who is probably one of the most insufferable people on the planet currently. Just awful. She has begun her new Archetypes podcast. And of course, there was huge fanfare about this. She's released her, the guests that she's going to be having. The first episode, she had her BFF, Serena Williams, on with her. And I did see some reviews of it where people were like, this was just god awful. And she starts it, of course, with the famous story about her being 11 and like doing a letter campaign to, what was it, Procter & Gamble or something for not, I don't even know, because she's been such a social justice warrior since she came out of the womb, essentially. So now she promises that this podcast is going to show the real her, you guys. Here's just a little tidbit, a little trailer for you.
Expect the real me in this, and probably the me that they've never gotten to know, certainly not in the past few years, where everything is through the lens of the media, as opposed to, hey, it's me. I'm just excited to be myself and talk and be unfiltered, and yeah, it's fun.
Oh my God, who cares about who you are?
I can't.
I just
can't.
I don't care about you. It's like she's
exhausting.
Remember when they were like, I just want to be, I want to be on our own, and I just want to be in private. I want to be private, and I don't want the pomp and circumstance, and I don't want a bunch of like paparazzi, and now she's like, I just want everybody to see me and like,
pay attention to me.
Me. I'm the next J-Lo. Oh my God. I just cannot with these people. God.
I know. Oh gosh, she's just exhausting.
It is it's totally exhausting.
You guys, yesterday, big day all across the country with various primaries. So just to give you a couple of little tidbits that I saw in the headlines, Laura Loomer is refusing to concede the Florida 11th district, even though she lost by, a healthy margin. It was 51 to 44%, and she won't concede. She is insisting that there is election fraud, and she's just not going to concede. The election happened. Jerry Nadler won his primary against a 30-year-old, like by a lot. He won it handily. I don't know what is wrong with people in New York, but they've also just elected for some of their state positions complete socialists. So New York is not in good hands right now. And then Charlie Crist won the Democrat governor primary in Florida. And Charlie Crist, of course, has been literally every political party.
He has.
Every single one.
Yeah. He's like such a flip-flopper. He has no idea who he is. Yeah.
No idea. So he beat out Nikki Fried, which I was getting really, really tired of Nikki Fried anyway, but I kind of wish she would have won, because she would have been like an absolute, there would have been no contest. Like DeSantis would win so handily against her. Charlie Crist, just because of the name recognition and because there are some dumb people in Florida, I don't know that it's going to be a blowout. I think DeSantis is still going to win, but it's not as easy of a win, I don't think, as it would have been against Nikki Fried. So I have Newt Gingrich on with Laura Ingraham talking about Charlie Crist because he knows him well. And he was just funny. Newt has been funny about people lately. And so I thought I would share his thoughts on Charlie.
Republican governor turned independent Senate candidate turned, I think I have this right, Democrat Senate candidate. As Brett mentioned, Charlie the Crispy Crist, he won his primary. He's going to take on Ron DeSantis in November. Should DeSantis be worried here, Newt?
Look, I think I've known Charlie Crist since he was a Republican state senator in 1984 at the Reagan Convention in Dallas. I think Charlie would be a great model for a Broadway play that was a musical comedy because his whole life is amazing. I mean, he was a Democrat, he's a Republican, he's an independent, but he has huge staying power. And I think Ron DeSantis needs to beat somebody by a big margin. I think that Charlie's a perfect example, and I think Ron will come out of Governor DeSantis will come out of this general election with probably the biggest margin in modern times for a Republican. And that's a pretty good base for him to be thinking in the long run about a national career.
I hope that that's right. I hope that's right.
I mean, there are a lot of dumb people, right? So there's
dumb people.
like you said, there are a lot of dumb people that vote, and so you never know. But man, it's like if you stand for nothing, you're gonna fall for anything, right? Like these people who just flip flop all over the place, they just want to be in politics because it's such a cushy job. And so he's like, well, I guess I'll be a Democrat now. Okay.
I mean, it's just disgusting.
God,
and
really
people who
is.
fall in line, the people who fall in line with Charlie Crist, I just don't even. What is wrong with you?
A lot.
You know?
A lot is wrong with them. A lot.
God.
Yeah.
And speaking of Governor DeSantis, I loved what he said. I think this was just earlier this week, and I don't know who he's talking to exactly, but he's talking about obviously leading the state of Florida and the values that he wants to promote within the state of Florida. And this drew such a huge contrast for me, which I'll explain in just a second. This is very fast. Watch.
Want to have the values not of Davos imposed on us, but of places like Destin and Dunedin, where I grew up. Things like the World Economic Forum, those policies are dead on arrival in the state of Florida. We are not going to go down that road.
I love him so much for saying that. Our governor, Eric Holcomb, went to Davos. He freaking spoke at Davos. And so just compare and contrast two Republican, apparently, governors, one of which has not behaved like a Republican since we knew him, which seems like a whole lifetime
forever ago. It does seem like forever ago. Yeah. Because they fall in love with that lifestyle. They think that they're important. They believe their own press, right? They're like, oh, I'm a governor. I'm going to go overseas. Look at me. I'm fancy. Yeah. Totally forget my roots. I forget who I actually represent. I forget who I am. Well, you know.
It just, again, it always brings me back to that question, which is, if you're a Republican governor, Ron DeSantis has literally created a blueprint for you to follow.
Right. He sure has.
And you will be loved and appreciated and well thought of by the people who voted you into office.
Right.
This is not
Well,
hard.
The difference is that a lot of those guys, the one that you just talked about, they may not have the balls. And he already had a giant set, so that also helps, right?
That's true. All right, what is in your sack of whack?
Okay, well, you helped me with this because I was like,
oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
You helped me with this one. Okay, so this guy from Ghana, he's 47 years old. He suffered a self-inflicted injury on August the 12th. Okay, so he fell asleep in his chair. And he had a dream that he was chopping meat. Okay. Oh God, I get really uncomfortable, and I don't even have a penis. But he cut his dick, you guys. He cut himself. Okay. He's in critical condition now, but he had a dream that he was chopping meat, and he cut his pee-pee. He cut it. Okay.
Did he cut it off? Or
no,
just like, okay.
I think he just cut. He was just like chopping, and then he cut it. He didn't cut
Why
it
was
completely
he holding
off.
a knife?
I don't know. Maybe like since he's I think he's a butcher of some sort. He's some sort of, no, he's a farmer. He's a farmer. So maybe he has some sort of a, I don't know, cleaver next to his bed. And maybe, I don't know. I don't know any farmers that do that. I know farmers and ranchers, and maybe he just happened to have one here. But anyways, he fell asleep and he did that. He got confused. You know how like you're in that REM cycle and you get confused. And now this has happened to you. This is why I thought this was a very interesting. Now you didn't cut anything, but
no, I did not.
but she fell asleep. We talked about this on the radio years ago, where she fell asleep and she was like chewing gum, and she has
chewing gum.
Right. And she always wears those earplugs. You know, those earplugs that you wear when you go to sleep. I started doing that because we've been on many trips together, and she's like, oh my God, these will help you sleep, because I'm a chronic insomniac, you guys. So, but she has these earplugs that she wears everywhere. Like we go, she wears them at night, every single night. And she found herself one time.
I woke up chewing it. I was chewing the crap out of my earplug, you guys. And that was really disgusting, because I was like, yeah, you know how I was like really chewing some gum in my dream, man. I was chewing it. And then I just woke up and I'm like chomping down and I'm chewing the crap out of my earplug. I'm so glad I didn't swallow it.
Right. So she can totally relate to this guy from Ghana who almost cut his dick off, because, I mean, it can happen. Right? I think he's okay. He's in critical condition. I think he's going to make it. He's going to pull out. That was probably the worst choice of wording. But yeah, so that happens. So just be careful. Like, listen, when you go to sleep, don't have any like cutting utensils around your bed, gentlemen, or, you know, anything like that. No sharp objects. Just don't do that, because you never know what can happen. Just be careful.
You just never know.
I know.
I forgot that I had the tiny hands, you guys.
I know.
And every time I see it, I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
that
no.
guy.
Oh, no.
But at least he didn't cut it off, right?
Oh, thank God. No, it wasn't like a Jeffrey Bobbitt or whatever his name is. Remember him?
Oh, that's right.
Remember? You guys remember?
Bobbitt. Was that his name? I mean, it was Lorena Bobbitt, but was that his name? Is Jeffrey?
It was a Jeffrey Bobbitt. Yeah. Whoever. Mr. Bobbitt. It's Mr. Bobbitt. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I saw that headline. I was like, I know I don't like to know about the sacks of wax in advance.
No.
But this one, I was like, I have to send this to her. If you use it or not, like, you have to know about it with me.
I'm like, we have to talk about it, because you had a similar experience. So you're kindred with this guy in Ghana.
I kind of am.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was just asking where this is. It's right here.
She has all the things.
I have all the things.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, John. Is that right? John Wayne Bobbitt, people are saying.
John Wayne Bobbitt. Really? His name is John. Why not call him Jeff?
They're saying
Jeffrey.
John. I don't know.
Maybe John Wayne Bobbitt. Okay.
Anyway. All right.
Sorry.
It's time for some MyPillow talks. Check out MyPillow at mypillow.com/chicks. You guys. You remember that account Useless Farms that has that mean emu?
Yes.
Well, she has a bunch of emus, but like one of them is super mean. Karen. She has Karen and Stanley. And I've never seen them eat before, but they eat so violently that I had to show you this. So I forget, Karen is coming. Stanley is already close by. And so when you see how they eat, oh my God. It's terrifying.
They freak me out.
They completely freak me out too. They're like dinosaur birds.
Yeah, emus and ostriches completely. Oh my God. They completely freak me out.
And this is the nice one. That's Stanley. And he's just like, I'm going to eat this lettuce. But then Karen, oh my God.
They like stab it with their face.
I would be terrified to hold that. There's no way I would hold it. Oh my God.
They're really, they scare me. God. Whenever we go on the safaris, I'm like, run, go, hit the gas. Yeah, I don't like that. They freak me out.
So I'm very lucky with my two dogs that I don't know how they know that. They've never been trained specifically on this particular thing, but they both somehow instinctively know what is a dog toy and what is not. And so we've never had a problem with them like taking things that don't belong to them and using them as toys.
You're very lucky.
I know. I don't know. Yeah. We didn't do anything to make that happen. They just know. But good. This dog does not know.
Yeah.
I'm going to need this plant.
Where are you going?
And he's like, I'm just going to need to cuddle with it over here on the couch.
Oh my God. That's awesome. I love him.
I know, right? Isn't he the cutest?
Yeah.
He's just like, I need this right here.
Cash is more about throw pillows, like all my throw pillows. He's like, I don't see why this is any different than that fuzzy thing over there. So I can see where there'd be issues there. You know?
I can too. I never
pillows.
understand how my girls know. Like, and
Yeah.
it's even stuffed animals, because I have a few that, like, I don't know, that were
They're
won at a
big.
fair.
Right.
Yeah,
They're
but like,
big.
but they're still stuffed animals, or ones that my son had as a little boy. If they're on the floor, the girls know. I don't know how they know,
Really?
but they will not touch a toy that is not theirs.
Yeah, they're smarter than mine.
I have no idea. Look at this dog. This is the derpiest face dog. I love him so much.
Hey, buddy, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
You can't sit on the couch. You're not allowed on the couch. You're not allowed. I don't care that you're sitting like a human. You're not allowed on the couch, buddy. Yeah, you gotta get off the couch. You've never been allowed on the couch.
Oh my God, I love his face.
I know, it's the greatest dog.
I'd let him stay on the couch. This is why This is why I can't have nice things. I cannot have nice things. Is our dogs are all over the couches, all over them. They own the couches. I just live here, you guys.
Well, especially for you, I have a Great Dane video. This is hilarious. The way that this Dane tries to copy his owner doing lunges. He's like, what are you doing? Should I do that? I'm going to do that also.
Oh my God. That is fantastic.
I'm just going to keep doing this with him because I don't. What are we doing? Why are we playing this game? Isn't that the cutest?
That is really great.
I love that so much.
God, I love dogs. I just love them.
We do have to shift focus really quickly to cats. And this one is a particularly large cat. Watch.
All right.
Somebody's sneaking up on me. And he thinks I can't see him.
That's a lion. That's a freaking male lion.
Dude,
oh my
left
God.
Many times.
He's totally stalking him.
Clever enough.
I would be freaked out.
Yeah. But they're friends. They're like total buds.
Oh my goodness.
My
All
God.
right. See you guys later.
Somebody's sneaking.
Hot
no big deal.
like
It's just like his best
Australian
friend.
dude, like Australian accent. Like it just makes everything better, you know? Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
Jeez. Holy cow.
So that is a thing. And speaking of cats,
I would say mentally I am not well. Physically, also no. Spiritually, no.
anyway, those are
great.
your talks for today. You
Those were
guys,
good.
don't
Those were really
forget,
good.
tomorrow I am going to be in an airplane at this time. And so we will not have a live video tomorrow at this time. We will have a live video. I just don't know yet what time it'll be. It'll probably be, my guess, is it'll be late afternoon, early evening, Eastern time. We'll get more specific as soon as I land and as soon as I get to my parents' house and all that stuff. Then I'll know and I'll get in touch with Daisy, and then we'll let everybody else know on our locals page and on our Facebook pages. We'll let everybody know what time that will be. Friday, it'll be in the morning, but just not this early.
Right. Right. It'll be like probably like, you know, mid-ish morning is what we're thinking on Friday. Yeah. Because she's going to go to her parents. She's going to the birds.
I'm going to go see the birds. And they might say hello. I'm trying to get my sister to say hello in one of the videos. Probably the one tomorrow that's in the afternoon or evening. I bet I can get her to say hello.
Oh,
and that would be so fun, right?
That would be fun. Danielle's awesome, you guys. You guys will love her. Yes. Yeah, she's awesome. Okay. All right, everybody, bring it in. Bring it in. Yay! It's going to be a great hump day. You guys have a fabulous day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Tomorrow late-ish.
Tomorrow late-ish. Bye, everybody.